will determine whether this sneezing is Mpox sneezing or normal, weather change sneezing.
And symptoms of your pets as well.
Okay. So, for example, let's say once the transmission is established in us, we are really going to look at human to human.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we'll come to the other issues. But from the time that somebody's exposed to the germ till the time that we develop the symptom, that is what we call the incubation period.
Okay.
It's 3 to 21 days.
3 to 21 days. Okay.
3 to 21 days. So when I'm exposed to somebody who is infected, and it's important that it's not any cough that when somebody coughs and is it's not infected, you get it. But I'll come.
Okay.
One of the good things about Mpox is that it doesn't present with a lot of coughing.
Okay.
It doesn't present, but will come. So the incubation period is from when you're exposed to the day that you start developing symptoms.
Okay.
It's 21 days, 3 to 21 days. And there are two phases to this incubation period. The first phase, for want, pardon me, we call the invasion or the invasive phase. It's normally when you're exposed from 0 to 5 days. The cardinal thing that you see is fever. Look, this kind of fever normally is more than 38 degrees Celsius. We are not walking around with thermometer with our hands. How would a layperson differentiate it between malaria or any? You can't. But when you come to us, and I believe that a lot of people are also having thermometer around. This temperature that we are talking about is more than 38%, more than 38 degrees Celsius. The normal body temperature is supposed to be 37.4 degrees Celsius and below. So that's the first cardinal. I'm talking about 0 to 5 days.
Okay.
And then there is headache.
Okay.
You begin to have headaches.
How severe?
Very severe.
Okay.
But the point is, you can't differentiate this with any other form of illness. And then you have what we call we have some particular structures which we call the lymph nodes.
Yeah.
That they are behind your ears.
Yeah.
They are around your groins. Some are your cervical, your neck area. They become enlarged. That is swollen and very painful.
And I've been friend when you're TB turn.
Correct.
No, I saw
that is mumps.
Mumps. Yeah.
But these lymph nodes are small. They are always fighting against disease, but we don't see. They never become enlarged or big.
Okay.
But with this Mpox, they become enlarged. So you see, and it's very painful. And this, I will have to chip in, is what will differentiate from chickenpox. But let's hold on, we'll come to that. So this is still the invasive phase. There is no rash. This person is having fever, headache, lymph. There's these structures that fight against the disease, which we call the lymph nodes, are swollen, painful. They start having back pain, and not only back pain, muscle pain. Then they become fatigued. There is no particular cause to this uneasy tiredness. And you see that Mpox is really, cough is not a common feature here. It doesn't mean that people will not sneeze and all those. So all these are things that you will see. So 0 to 5 days. And after this, that's why then you see this characteristic rash.
Okay.
And it's typical in its presentation. Always begin at the head. Most of the time, especially the face. It will go to the trunk, your chest area. It will go to the limbs. And I will show people, normally people will be looking at, okay, for Mpox, if I don't have this rash in my face, but then I will describe the particular type of rash that you will see for learning purposes.
Yeah.
So, if you take about 10 people, this rash that we are talking about at least 9 of them will have this rash on their face.
Okay.
And then, if you take 10 people also with Mpox, at least 8 of them will also have it on their limbs.
Okay.
At least 30% or 3 of them will have it in the genitalia.
Okay.
So it's important that we also, that's our private parts. even some at the inner region.
We have to be observant. Huh?
Yes.
You talk about the incubation stage. Is it possible somebody can transfer, in terms of the mode of transmission, somebody can transfer it to another person before these signs and symptoms emanate?
Luckily for us, most of the transmission happens from these lesions. From these lesions, those are the documented way that people really can transmit it from one another.
Okay.
And and then as long as the lesions are there, the person is still infectious.
Okay.
So normally it will take about 3 to 4 weeks before the lesions will disappear.
Yes. And if you join us on Facebook, we're showing you some of the Mpox, skin rash that we're talking about. What's the difference between this rash and then that of chickenpox?
Okay, so the chickenpox normally, I mean, for us, and this is where we are coming. For those of us who are so observant. So let me discuss the rash,
okay,
and so that we can also bring some difference to the chickenpox one. The rash start with, and for us, it start with what we call, permit us to use some terms,
okay,
what we call macules or mark. So you see some discoloration of your skin.
Okay.
And that discoloration you see, that place is not raised,
okay,
or it's not depressed. It's just like the normal part of your skin.
Okay.
But it's just discolored.
I said a crobby.
But the edges are defined and discolored. So that's the macule.
Okay.
And then it will then swell. That is what we call purple. It's really small. That's the second stage. And third one, it begins to fill what we call clear fluid. And that's why we say that they are vesicles. Then it becomes pus in it. That is the rash. And in Mpox, normally you have all these happening together, as compared to chickenpox, where you can only get one of these stage, but Mpox, all of them happen together.
Okay.
And then for Mpox, as we said, they have painful lymphadenopathy. The glands that are so behind you will never see that. Let's say you can't see never, but it's difficult for you to see that in chickenpox.
Does it itch? Mpox, does it itch?
It's very painful.
Painful but not itchy?
Not really itchy, but very painful also. But it can also itch.
How prepared is the region, for an outbreak? Now, you already mentioned that we have about 24. How ready are we in terms of some serious, outbreak?
So it's an outbreak, you see, because we already have
24.
So that we already have. So what have we done so far?